totally different people now, and we're the same. And we have the same love. 100%, like I'd never fallen out of love with you. I had just put it over here.
Jennifer Lopez finally files for divorce from Ben Affleck, something we all saw coming for a long time, but in the end, a lot of major twists to this story.
Like, it's not nobody noticing that everybody else that's left her, oh, she was too this, she was this, she was that. But Diddy said she was perfect. Diddy's the only one that said she was a great girlfriend and how he wish he hadn't messed it up. How was that the only man in her life that had regrets about their relationship, but everybody else praying for?
The whirlwind romance between Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, often dubbed BenAffleck, was one of the most iconic Hollywood love stories. After rekindling their relationship in 2021, nearly 2 decades after their initial engagement, many fans were thrilled to see the couple finally tie the knot. However, just as fast as their romance reignited, the flames seemed to have fizzled out, leaving everyone wondering what went wrong. Recent reports suggest that the couple's relationship has been plagued by issues that neither of them can ignore anymore. What went wrong with work compared to everybody else? I work harder and harder and harder and harder, and when everybody's sleeping, I'm doing more, like Jennifer Lopez has been blamed for the breakdown of her 4th marriage to Oscar winner Ben Affleck. But a new report now suggests that the Batman A-lister was the one who actually threw in the tower. Many were shocked when the couple spun the block after they were unable to make it down the aisle. While dating in the early 2000s, they got back together in 2021 and married in 2022, but now they are headed for divorce court. A purported tipster reportedly told In Touch Weekly that Lopez will never forgive her ex for abandoning their relationship and not trying to work it out this time around, despite efforts to keep things civil for the sake of their children. She also reportedly feels let down by how Affleck stands since she filed for divorce on a 20. The gossip site claimed Ben Affleck has reportedly opened up about the reasons behind his decision to call it quits. And the answers might surprise you, from personal clashes to professional differences. It seemed that the reasons for their split are far more complex than anyone could have predicted. The unnamed source gave more details about the family outing to the Beverly Hills Hotel and what really happened. The person suggested that the Love Don't Cost a Thing singer was trying to be civil for the Affleck children with Jennifer Garner. Finn, 15 years old, and Samuel, 12 years old, and Lopez's twins, Max and Emmy, 16, were all spotted at the Beverly Hills Hotel, where Lopez and Affleck were seen holding hands and exchanging kisses. But her husband continued to have a somber and sour disposition. Jennifer would never make a scene in public. July Heath.
You hesitate at all?
I mean, I feel like along the way I was it's like stutter stepping the whole way, knowing that I wanted to go forward, knowing that I had this tremendous impulse and kind of like drive to say something like I had not wanted to say in my whole life. In being an artist and even in growing up, like I've never wanted to kind of share something in that way, the way I did when I got back together with Ben and we started making this album. And I have some of my team here who made the album with us. But it was just very clear to me that I had to, one, make this music because it was just kind of very organically pouring out of me what I wanted to say about love and what I had discovered and what I wanted to share. And then in that kind of revisiting the 20 years in between was inevitable. And so as that started happening, you start realizing there's so much more to the story to tell than just the music and just the movie. There's even more than that, right? And it became kind of a quest of like, I have to do this.
Jennifer recently launched her album, This Is Me Now, along with a massive $20 million self-finance campaign that included a documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, which detailed their rekindled romance. The Greatest Love Story was a big deal, I think, for Ben. He was watching me make the music and was, kind of stunned, like, oh my God, you're in there making music every day. You wrote that song today and that song today. And I was like, yeah, we did this. We're making this music. I'm very inspired right now. I don't think he ever thought, again, it would lead to the Amazon original and all of this kind of like film and doc and all of that kind of stuff. But he embraced it as well and saw it happening. And again, kind of in a very organic way, said, I'm going to support you. You're an artist. I see what's happening. I know what it feels like to have that impulse, because he's such a great writer and director and actor and, producer. Puppy, this isn't about me and you. Puppy, take that out. No, that is not part of this GP. These are early the 70s. They're light handheld. I don't care. I know now it sucks. No, it doesn't suck. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's just inexperience that you haven't done this process before. I'm sorry that I'm not award-winning director. I'm sorry if I was doing a musical concert things when I was rock show. I would say to you, tell me how this goes. Are you usually afraid of first perform? So
this was a big deal, I think, for Ben. He was watching me make the music and was, kind of stunned, like, oh my God, you're in there making music every day. You wrote that song today and that song today. And I was like, yeah, we did this. We're making this music. I'm very inspired right now. I don't think he ever thought, again, it would lead to the Amazon original and all of this kind of like film and doc and all that kind of stuff. But he embraced it as well and saw it happening. And again, kind of from a natural and organic way, said, I'm going to support you. You're an artist. I see what's happening. I know what it feels like to have that impulse, because he's such a great writer and director and actor and, producer.
Bobby, this isn't about me and you. Bobby, take that out.
No, this is what...
That is not part of the script.
These are really great. The 70s, they're light handheld ones.
I don't care.
I know.
Right now, it just sucks.
No, it doesn't suck. That's wrong.
It does.
That's wrong. That's just inexperience. That you haven't done this process before.
I'm sorry that I'm not a winning director.
Well,
I'm sorry.
If I was doing
a
musical concert,
all the things when I was 21
if I was doing a rock
old.
show, I would say to you, tell me how this goes. Are you usually afraid of before your first performance?
And so he felt what was happening. And, when somebody loves you in that way, they just want you to fly. And I think that's what he really allowed me to do.
From Harlem, people can't get enough of them. They are quite literally the it couple. They're doing red carpets together. They're at fashion shows. They're throwing parties, and they're always dressed to impress. Rumors are swirling around the shocking breakup of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. And it seems there's more to the story than meets the eye, according to Suge Knight. The couple's impending divorce may have been triggered by FBI evidence involving a sex tape of J-Lo with Sean Diddy Combs. FBI evidence when they go to a puppy's house and they get all these videos, J-Lo doing this and J-Lo doing that. And they know the fact that J-Lo lied and said that the gun was Shine or whatever that man just destroyed his life. And she knew was, I'm quite sure they probably call it being and it's a white man who got respect in the white world. I'm quite sure they said, we want to show you some things just about your wife. When he see that her and puppy be doing. And who they be doing with, I am quite sure they gave those tapes. I am quite sure he can never look at her the same. I am quite sure hand for a divorce, because, that's a man who had a good life, great parents, don't spend a lot of money, ain't tripping off Roy, living his life. He got his own team, cheap ER, all the ex-mother, he out, he stay. He be broke. Instead of just doing movies, he be doing yum yum. Tape. The RO commercials, this alleged tape reportedly recovered during recent raids on Diddy's properties, is said to show compromising footage of J-Lo from years ago. Suge Knight recently discussed how the FBI may have handed over the footage to Affleck, leading to his decision to divorce Lopez. This isn't the first time a J-Lo sex tape has surfaced. Back in the late 90s, rumors of a tape involving J-Lo and Diddy sparked legal sedition. The lawsuit was settled quietly, but rumors of its existence have lingered, adding fuel to the fire. Knight claims J-Lo's connection to Diddy may go beyond just a past romance. Allegedly, they remained in contact even after Lopez married Affleck, with some sources suggesting she might be helping Diddy with legal matters. Knight's theory is that upon seeing the tape, Affleck could no longer look at Lopez the same way, fueling his decision to end their marriage.
That first day, I showed everybody this book. This book is a book that Ben gave me on our first Christmas back together. It is every letter and every email that we wrote to each other from 20 years ago and today. It became like our Bible, and we just left it there in the studio. And people would thumb through it. They're like, "Can we look at it?" I was like, "Look at it."
First off, who does that? This guy gets boyfriend of the year as far as I'm concerned.
And get this, Ben got a nickname in the studio because of his sweet gift.
It's like you've been showing all the musicians all those letters that, and they were like, yeah, we call you BenAffleck. And I was like, oh my God.
This project was something I didn't really plan. It was really inspiration, like being inspired to make music for the first time like that in 20 years. So you can imagine what the inciting incident was.
And when Ben and I got back together, it was just like, I want to make music again. It seemed like a fairy tale, but it really wasn't. D-Day was definitely deliberate, source tells E.T. J-Lo chose August 20th, the 2-year anniversary of their lavish wedding in Georgia, as a way for her to symbolize closing this chapter. I feel like there's a lot of life ahead of me, so I'm very excited about it. We're also told, after a roller coaster of emotion, she is taking the steps she needs to in order to take care of herself after the big divorce. Revelations are like the couple had purportedly had no prenup, and J-Lo filed the paperwork herself without a lawyer. I think that what this signifies is that she's in control of this process. She is not going to be bound by Ben. She's not going to be bound by her attorneys. This is her 4th divorce, so this is not a new process to her. We're just two people with kind of different approaches trying to learn to compromise. Whether I agree with the decisions or not, I do understand. Ben Affleck's decision to divorce Jennifer Lopez after just a short time of being married shows that even Hollywood's biggest love stories aren't immune to real-life problems amid Jennifer Lopez and Ben's divorce. Ben Affleck's divorce battle. The duo was seen engaging in a verbal spat in Beverly Hills. As per a recent report, Jennifer was clearly impacted by the stress as she was seen crying. It seems Hollywood's arranged couple, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, are having a hard time in finalizing their infamous divorce. The duo is in the middle of a messy divorce, and the drama spilling into the public eye. According to recent reports, the duo, previously known as BenAffleck, had a heated argument in Beverly Hills, grabbing